Hey everybody, Coach MJ here. Welcome to tonight's edition of TriRight Coaching Live. And tonight's topic is the race day rehearsal. So a lot of times there are a bunch of different things that you can do, you can't do, that you're not sure if you should do on race day. And so I always have my athletes do a race day rehearsal, at least one. Depends on what they're doing. It also depends on the athlete. So hey Lisa, hey Wes, hey Candace, welcome you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on. Before I even go on, oh wait, you could barely see that on. If I turn that, there you go. TriRightCoaching.com/bonus. Today's bonus, you guys, I put a lot of time into this one, so I really hope a lot of you grab it. It's 2-pager. Everything you need to think about and do and consider for your race day rehearsal. Okay, so it's 2 pages. So all you have to do to get that is just a downloadable PDF. All you have to do is TriRightCoaching.com/bonus, and you can get your copy for free. And it's just my list of things that you really need to think about when you're doing a race day rehearsal. So thank you so much for hopping in. Hey, Carol, congratulations on your race, lady. Whoop, whoop. So excited for you. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Nora. Thank you guys for hopping in. Last week's winner of the water bottle is Brian B. It's like B-I-E. I don't even know how you're saying your last name, Brian. But Brian, send me your mailing address. I'm going to send you this water bottle. But tonight, what you can win. Oh, these are so cool, you guys. Because I think that you need to be super prepared on race day for anything. Foggles. And you guys, there's 6 of them in here. You guys ever seen this product before? No? Then you should. Okay, if you ever have problem with your goggles fogging up in a race, here you go. There's 6 of them in here. Wait, I'm going to open this box up to show you. There's 6 of these. Okay, and you can use this more than once if you keep it nice and moist. So all you have to do is like open it and then kind of close it and tuck it and keep it airtight. You can use it more than once, but it's to wipe out the inside of your goggles to prevent fogging, which who needs that on race day, right? Hey Lilia, thank you guys. You just got some to try. What Nora, you got some of these? Yeah, so there's 6 of them in here, you guys. And this is what I'm going to give away tonight's freebie. All you have to do is share this video to be entered in the raffle for these. All right, let's get right into it, because it's hot out, and I want to get into this. I want to get this going. So, race day rehearsal. What should you do? Well, basically, you guys, the last thing you want to do, and I know you've all heard this before, is never to try anything new on race day. I'm going to say that again. Never try anything new on race day. I've done it. I heard everybody say that to me, you guys. I've done it, and I have screwed it up. So I think the purpose of having a race day rehearsal is so that you don't make those kinds of mistakes. And sometimes you think that something is going to be great, it's a great solution to something, but then when you actually try it, when you actually put it into practice, it does not work for you. So you have to try it out. They work great. Oh, cool. Lisa, awesome. You've tried them before. All right. So very first thing is your morning routine. This means, what time do you get up? What are you going to eat? When are you going to eat it? How much are you going to drink? How much time are you going to allow to get to a porta potty when you get to the race? This applies to marathons, cycling, any other race, not just triathlons, you guys, but all of those things. You have to think about and plan your timeline accordingly. So when you're getting up for those long race rehearsal days, notice, well, you get up for your long run. Okay, so I used to do my long runs on Saturdays. I would know what time I got up, because when I get up first thing in the morning, I can't eat. I'm not hungry. It's super hard. So I would know what time do I need to eat or get up, what time, and how long do I need to be up before I can actually take in some calories. How many calories am I taking in? How much water am I drinking? And then what time I'm actually starting my run. I just write it down. And sometimes you're going to find out that you need extra time, or maybe you don't need as much time, or maybe you shouldn't eat XYZ before you're going to go out and do a long run or ride or whatever. But those are things that you actually need to practice before ride day. You tried them yesterday? Oh, really, Lisa? Awesome. Okay. Number 2 is what to wear. this is a mistake, and I've told this story a lot, you guys, so I don't know if you've heard this before. My apologies, but this is a good one. So I heard, just like all of you, don't try anything new on race day. And so it was my, I don't know, second or third half marathon. And I was at the expo the day before, and I got these really cute pair of shorts, and they were totally on sale, and they were cute, and they matched the shirt that I was going to, they were just black, whatever. And I wore them the next day during my race. And by mile 2, I'm tugging at the shorts, and I'm tugging, and I'm running weird, and my running partner, he's like, what are you doing? We're at like mile 2. What's the matter with you? Like, and I was like, I'm chafing already. And I said, I don't know. I kept asking at the aid stations, do you have any Body Glide? Do you have any Vaseline? I was chafing and chafing. You guys, it was bad. I was, okay, let me just tell you this. I was a bloody mess. I was a bloody mess by the end. And I didn't want to stop because I didn't really know how to get back to the start anyway. And I had to finish. But it was my fault because those shorts were horrible for running, horrible, because they had a big old seam in the inside, and that's what kept rubbing on my legs. Anyway, don't wear anything new on race day. If you haven't tried it in practice, do not use it in the race. And I recommend doing those big, long race day rehearsals plenty of weeks out, so you have a chance to use something, and if it doesn't work, you can find something else to use that's going to work for you. Hey, Susie, welcome. Awesome, Nora. Yeah, okay, cool. Hey, if you want to win, yes, the 6 of them, 6 foggle, okay? Anti-fogging for your goggles. All you have to do is share the video, guys. My job is to spread the word so that all of you guys don't make some really simple, silly mistakes that I made when I was new to the sport. So all you have to do to win these 6 of them, share the video. All right? And the best thing, TriRightCoaching.com/bonus. It is 2 pages. It's my race day rehearsal. So I'm going to sit here and talk about it tonight, but I'm not going to go over all these because that's a lot of time. I'm not going to keep you online that long. But yeah, so it's 2 pages. All you have to do is download it, read it, print it, go through it every single time you're going to do something long getting ready for a race so that you don't make any mistakes, so that you leave nothing to chance. Hey, Lilia, we all do it thinking it won't happen to us. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, I could do this. No big deal. And I was like, it's only a half marathon. I was miserable. What a dumb, dumb, dumb mistake. So I don't want you guys to make those dumb mistakes. Okay, so what to wear. And I'm going to go into, and I don't think he's on here, but I'm going to tell you what Jim Quirk did at a race. I'm going to tell you in a little bit. But, all right, for the swim. A couple things about the swim, you guys. There are a lot of things to consider. Are you going to wear a wetsuit? What kind of cap are you going to wear? Are you going to wear 2 caps? Which kind of goggles are you going to wear? What pace are you going to go? Are you going to body glide? If you're going to wear a wetsuit, are you going to body glide the neck? Because when you start to breathe, you get that wetsuit hickey. Okay? You have to practice all of those things. Every single thing that you're going to go through. What are you going to wear underneath that wetsuit? Right? If you're not going to wear a wetsuit, what are you going to wear so it's not going to drag? So you have to have an option. Wetsuit, non-wetsuit. So today, oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for all those guys that did Racine today who had to have the swim canceled. But I'm going to tell you something. 51 degrees in the water is not fun. So be happy that it was canceled. But it's such a bummer. I know, because you trained so hard for it, right? But anyway, let's just say that it was going to be 60 degrees. Those guys they don't know. See, the thing is, Lake Michigan can flip just overnight, right? So when you go into a race like that, you need to know what you're going to do if you're going to wear a wetsuit, and what are you going to do if you don't wear a wetsuit. And so even if you're going to a race, you guys, and you are pretty sure it's not going to be a wetsuit legal, but you have a wetsuit anyway, bring it. You can always leave it in the car, right? You don't have to use it. But if you want it and you don't have it, right, Lisa? If you want it, you don't have it, then you can't use it. But always give yourself that option. Hey, Dawn. He's on. Oh, hey, Jim. This is going to be you, Jim, on the bike. What are you going to wear on the bike? What are you going to eat and drink on the bike? How are you going to store it, right? How are you? So my first Ironman, I had sandwiches. I think I told all you guys this. Sandwiches, jelly beans, paydays. Where was I going to put all that? In my jersey pocket? No. And you know why? Because and even still to this day, I like to have both my hands on the handlebars at all times. So to take my hand off and reach in my back pocket and pull something out, I know I'd be all over the road. So I bought what's called a bento box, and I had all my stuff really neatly placed inside. Paydays were already kind of ripped open, so they didn't have to open them up on the ride. So you have to think about all those. And if you practice that, practice it before the day of your race. And let me tell you Jim's really quick story. Don't you leave your wetsuit on the table at home. Yeah, Lisa, right? That's what I'm saying. And I one time at Pleasant Prairie left my wetsuit in the car, and then this was when I got left it in the car, and then I got on the bus and I got to the start, and then I was like, dude, where's my wetsuit? My wetsuit was all the way back in the car. I had to go back and get it. Anyway, so let me just tell you this really quick story about Jim that was at Racine, and this was 2012. Haha, because I remember that was the last time I did Racine, but it was going to be a really, really super hot day, and he decided that he was going to use a Camelback, a frozen Camelback on the bike so that he could have cold fluids the entire bike ride. Great idea. But you know what he didn't do? Was practice at wearing the aero helmet he was wearing that day. So you know what happened? He's in his aero position with the helmet hitting the Camelback. Now he can't turn to see left and right. Should have practiced that. Should have known that the combination didn't work. Either you can't use the Camelback or you can't use the aero helmet. So they're both good ideas, but together they were a bad idea. He decided not to continue on with that race. It was just tough. It was just a really tough decision. So all I'm saying is that the two ideas separately were great. Together, they were tragic. And here's what a lot of you guys do. And I don't mean you guys. I mean me too. I used to do this. We get close to the race. We go to the expo and even the race morning, and you see somebody doing something really cool, like the way they have something set up in transition, the way they have some kind of food or drink set up on their bike, and then you think that's a really good idea, I'm going to do that too. You start to second guess yourself the way you have it set up, and then you change. Don't do that. I'm going to just tell you, don't do that. Stick with what you know. You want to change, make a change later, practice it for the next race, make sure it works then. But what you don't want to do is make a split-second decision, like on the fly. Yeah, you know what? I saw this guy, and he had, I never have done this before, but he had his gels taped to the bike frame, which I know I have done. But so I'm going to do that. And if you've never actually practiced that, it could be tricky. And if you don't know how to tape it on right, you could mess that up too. So what you don't want to do is just forget about everybody else. And the day before, the couple of days before even the race, and then the day of. Just ignore everybody else. Just do you. You know what you practiced. You know what you did. You know what works for you. Stick to what you know. All right, guys. One more time. I know I'm whipping through this stuff really fast because I made this really nice long PDF, 2 full pages on race day rehearsal stuff and things that you want to consider. And this is everything. Like this here is just the general stuff. I put everything out here for you to download it, to print it out, to make a checklist, to do whatever you want. All you have to do is to go to TriRightCoaching.com/bonus to get your hands on this. And if you want to win today's freebie, which is a 6-pack of these foggies to prevent your goggles from fogging up. And if you've never tried them before, you guys are pretty cool. But I don't know, they're like a couple bucks a piece, maybe $1.25, $1.50. There's 6 of them in here. I will mail these to you. All you have to do is share this video and you'll be entered in that raffle. Okay? Hey Steve, welcome. Hey Mike. Hey Mike, congrats on your Muncie. I saw your time. Nice job. Hey Steve, I'm not sure if you're racing this year. I'm not sure what you're doing. Thank you, Lisa. Put the httpw / so that the little picture comes up as a link. Anyway, all right. So the bike, you also want to make sure that you, this is one thing I haven't talked about, pace. You have to make sure that you practice the pace you're going to do. I know so many people who will do, let's just go out and do, the bike. This is a good one. See, I'm going through this too fast. Okay, so you're going to go do this half Ironman, you're going to do this Ironman, and you're doing these long bike rides. And what's really cool is to do them in a century ride, like much like the one we have. The TriRight 101 is coming up in September. So you go out and you do one of those rides, and I've done a ton of them myself. But then what do you do on that day? You stop at the aid stations, you grab whatever they have there, you chill out, you talk to your friends, wait for people to show up, whatever. That's not race day rehearsal, guys, because whereas those rides are awesome and they have great sag steps, like I know even mine, we have cookies, we have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, we might have oranges or bagels or watermelon slices, you name it. If you don't think you're going to have that on race day, if that course isn't going to have whatever that organized ride has, don't have it. And it's funny because I'm like, man, I'm paying XYZ amount of dollars for this stupid organized ride. I don't even get to take part in some of the cool stuff they have at those sag steps. No, you do not. All you get to do is use a bathroom, refill with water, and then maybe either Gatorade or whatever sports drink they have, if that's what you're going to have on your race course. Now, when I was doing Ironman, almost every single race I ever did, they had Gatorade on the course. Now, I don't drink Gatorade anyway, so any single time I went to do these organized rides, I would just have water. Rely on myself for all my nutrition, water. They're going to fill up my bottles with water, and I use a bathroom there. And to make those sag steps minimal. Because let's face it, you guys, in the race, you're not going to stop for 10 or 15 minutes and hang out, stand around, wait for your friends, do whatever, and then get back on your bike and continue that ride. You're not going to do that. So what you want to do is be as close to what you're going to do on the race day and do that in your practice. Thank you, Lisa. Awesome. Cool. So that's the bike. Oh, and practice the pace. Here's another thing. So if you want to do XYZ pace, and I don't like to go by miles per hour, guys. No. Any of you guys with a power meter know that that's not the way to do it. You should be going by effort, not miles per hour. But let's just say that you don't have a power meter, and then you think, oh, I'm going to do, 18 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, and that's what I'm going to do for my ride. And you do that. That's what you want to do in your race, but then you turn around and go 16 in that practice. Well, now it doesn't, it's apples and oranges. Now it's no longer the same practice. It's no longer what your race is like. So you want to go exactly to that same effort level that you plan on doing your race. So if you want to go at 60 to 65%, like an Ironman distance, then that's what you do. Don't be hammering through it, because that's not what you're going to do on race day. If you're going to go, say, half Ironman, 80%, maybe even 85% effort, stick to that for your race, for your training day, for your race day rehearsal. And that's easy for me to say, and it's very hard to actually execute that in practice, because it is practice. Your race day mentality is a little bit different. But you got to buckle down and plan to do it exactly as you plan to do on race day, so that you know if there are any obstacles that are going to come up or any problems, that you've experienced that and you know how to handle it. Okay? Hey, Karen, thank you for hopping in. All right. And then on the run, same thing, guys. You want to wear exactly what you're going to wear on the run. So I wish I had all the stuff here, and I'm so bummed because I threw my shorts away. But in my first, what I would say successful Ironman, right? I showed up to our long run day, and I ran with Kara, it was in Bemis Woods back then at the time, and I showed up to do the 20 miler, and I was wearing my tri kit. Now this is just a bunch of runners, and there might have been a few triathletes there, but I was really the only Ironman triathlete at the time. I showed up in my tri kit, I showed up in compression socks, and I showed up in my race belt, and people are looking at me like, okay, who's the weirdo? What is she wearing? But I wanted to make sure that all of those things that I was wearing were going to work. I wanted to make sure that it all worked, it all fit together for race day. Same, right down to the hat I wanted to wear for race day. Was I going to wear sunglasses? Yes or no? If I was going to wear them on the race day, I put them on, right? Anything, because you don't know until something happens, something goes wrong. So you have to do it in training. And if you're going to screw it up, better to screw it up in training than on race day. So when you do a race day rehearsal, I want you to try and nail it down to exactly what you're trying to do. And so this handout, this little freebie, covers everything. Everything I want you to consider. And Lisa, you and I talked about this with somebody else. Like, write down, where's that ponytail going to go, ladies? Have you ever put the ponytail in a wrong spot and then try to put your bike helmet on? Not good. Not good. Or a visor, like my ponytail is easy to wear with a visor, but if I was going to wear a hat, this ponytail needs to be down lower so it can fit through the hole in the back of the hat. Okay? The last thing you want to do is be struggling with something so silly as that on race day. So you need to practice it and know exactly where the ponytail is going to go, know exactly what hat, what visor, what you're going to do, what sunglasses, everything. Got it? Questions? So anyway, yeah, to get this 2-page document, 2-page PDF, TriRightCoaching.com/bonus. You can download it, share it with your friends, whatever. It's good info. All right, nutrition. Same thing here. And I mentioned that a little bit earlier with the bike because I think that's the easiest one to screw up. Swimming, I mean, if you're going to go out and practice, a long swim, you can't really stop and have anything to eat, right, during the swim, but especially a long bike ride. And let me tell you, I screwed this up for a while. I got into the habit, and he's not on this, but my training partner at the time, we got into a really bad habit that about 70 or 75 miles into our 100-mile bike rides, we would stop at the grocery store and get a turkey sandwich. We were hungry. We would stop and get a turkey sandwich. Here's the thing, guys. There are no turkey sandwiches on the course on race day. So I had to, and I told him, I said, okay, we have to stopping for the turkey sandwich as good as it tastes on these rides. We're not going to have this on race day. We have to rely on the calories and the nutrition that we are bringing with us during these rides and stop relying on the grocery store that's not going to be there on the race course. All right? The meatball sandwich, Dawn. Yeah, right? You don't want to stop and have a meatball sandwich during your race. So yeah, nutrition. And the same thing, here's another thing. A lot of the sports drinks and supplements and what have you, they all taste great when you mix them with cold water. But you have to think about what temperature is that water bottle, like, because I used a water bottle with all my calories inside. What temperature is that bottle going to be during the race? And in most times in those longer races, it isn't cold anymore. Even if I freeze it overnight, by the time I get out, it sits in transition. I get out of my swim. I go to take a drink, and now it is warm. And sometimes it's hot. So you have to make sure that whatever you're going to have, you can tolerate whatever temperature it's going to be on the race day. So if it's a cooler race out and you can keep it kind of cool, awesome. But if it's going to be like the sun beating down on it and it's super hot, if you like, I know some people like Gatorade, so they use Gatorade. They have it sit in their bike cage or the bottle cage on the bike, right? And they come out of the swim, transition. They got all these waves in front of them. They get out, and then all of a sudden they're going to drink this this Gatorade bottle, and it is hot. It's really warm, and they won't drink it. Well, now you have no calories because that's what you were going to use. Now what are you going to do? And once you go into a calorie deficit, you guys, when you're working out, you can't come back. You cannot, because the blood is not being used to digest your calories anymore. It's being used to fuel your muscles to continue on with your race. So you have to make sure that you don't go into a deficit. Make sure that you're able to actually ingest whatever it is that you are going to use on race day. Warm water, yeah, Dawn. I can't tell you. I just really quick. So when I did both times, when I did Kona, there wasn't any cold water to be found on the bike, and I almost was in tears. I was like, "Can somebody just please give me ice?" I kept grabbing these water bottles, and I was like, not warm, hot to where I was like, okay, that's just like, I don't drink coffee. I don't really drink warm liquids, period, but it was that hot. And I was like, what do I do? So you have to make sure that you practice those things. All right, you guys, any questions before I hop off tonight? I know tonight's fast. Tonight was a fast video because I didn't want to get into all the details because I put it all in here for you. All right, because this is too much to write down. You see this? Oh, you probably can't see this because but it's very all inclusive, anything you need, everything you need to consider for race day. I suggest that you do a race day rehearsal for every single race that you do, you guys, whether it's as short as a 5K, a half marathon, a triathlon, an Ironman, whatever it is. Even some of these obstacle races, the Spartan race, the Warrior, I recommend that you do a practice. Like, make sure that everything you're going to do is going to work for you on race day, because the last thing you want to do is make a mistake of, oh, I thought that I was going to use these socks, and oh my gosh, you know what? I hate them. There's blisters, and now my feet really, really hurt, or whatever. So that's just a rookie mistake. So you want to make sure that you practice everything in training. Next week, gosh, what was that? Oh, next week is the top 5 running drills. So those of you that are looking to improve your run, next week's live video is going to be on the top 5 running drills I have used and can recommend for you to improve your running for your next race. So last time, if you're interested in these foggles for to keep the fog off your goggles, all you have to do is share this video. You could share it to a group, you could share it to your own page. Whatever you share, you'll be entered in a raffle for this next week. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you right here 7 p.m. next Sunday live, where we talk about the top 5 running drills to help you improve. So have a great week, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in.